If you want your next promotion without adding 20 more hours to your week, here's exactly what I would do. This is the same strategy I've used with senior leaders and emerging executives who need to build their visibility fast without looking self promotional. It's how you become the person people reference in rooms that you're not in. And you can do it without politics or playing the corporate game. You don't need to work harder. You just need to be heard differently. That's strategic networking. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful benefits of strategic networking. This is something that I've been talking with my clients, and this is especially important if you feel like I am so busy, I don't have time. Because one of the big questions that I ask leaders is, do you have time to network? And most of the time, I'm hearing the words, no, I don't, because they're so busy doing what they need to be doing. Less work is not being taken off people's plates. More work is being put on people's plates. So let me share with you the 7 benefits of strategic networking. And strategic networking is when you take the opportunity to be seen and heard. So taking those opportunities when you are in board meetings, presentations, asking a strategic question, a thoughtful strategic question when you're in the room listening to others in meetings, in board meetings, in presentations. There are so many different ways where you can be strategically leveraging speaking opportunities to be your form of strategic networking. So, number one, it replaces random coffee chats with targeted visibility. Busy people don't have time for these endless, let's grab a cup of coffee type conversation. Because when you're strategically networking, when you're speaking, you're going to be in the room where decision makers are already seated. So you need to be thinking about, where can I be speaking and seen so that the next time that next promotion comes available, you're going to be that obvious choice because people have seen you, they've heard you, they've had conversations with you, they've approached you after they've heard you speak. And I know that speaking is one of the biggest fears, but it is also one of the skills that has the hugest ROI, not just on your career, but in any other area of your life. I mean, I'm living proof of that. Number two, it positions you as a peer and not an applicant. When you network traditionally, you're often asking lovely questions, being very respectful, seeking approval. But when you are speaking, when you are that speaker at the meetings, you are framing ideas. You are leading conversations. You are teaching people in the room. You are influencing the people that are in the room. And you're also getting direct feedback on your ideas during any Q&A aspect that you have. Number three, it's going to collapse time. What normally may take you years to get that next promotion, well, getting visible actually helps you shorten down that promotion time. Being in the room and giving a 10, 20-minute presentation, a very well thought out presentation, can actually move you along for that next promotion. You're getting seen by the right people. You're getting on the radar for senior leadership. You are positioning yourself as solution oriented, and you're also demonstrating clarity. Because when you're speaking, at least the clients who work with me, I am encouraging them to speak with clarity and also be concise in their speaking, in their answers to Q&A. So what speaking is doing, it's accelerating your visibility. And strategic networking, well, that's just engineered exposure. Hey, before we continue with the show, if you're serious about getting promoted, leading bigger rooms, or being seen as that next level leader, I want to invite you to book a call with me. We will map out how speaking becomes your strategic networking advantage. That link is down below, and it is speakandstandout.com/executive presence. Number four is it builds your reputation when you're not in the room. And this is where it gets really powerful because when you speak in leadership meetings, industry association conferences, a mastermind, some sort of a client roundtable, people will start to reference you because they've seen you speak. Remember when such and such said, talked about this? Remember how she mentioned XYZ? That's because of strategic networking. That's because you're being seen and heard. And I also want to add here that being seen and heard, anybody can do that. But when you learn public speaking skills, when you learn how to use your voice, because it's not just what you say, it is how you say it, you will attract those next big opportunities because speaking is going to help with your executive presence. When you feel confident, when you sound confident, that sets you up for that next big promotion. Number 5, it attracts opportunities instead of you trying to hear about them, like on the job board or through recruiters. Typically, that's how you get those next jobs, those next promotions. What if you were the person that as soon as an opening came, they knew that they were going to be hiring you because they've already seen you speak and perform in other meetings? Number 6, and this one will probably surprise you, but it clarifies your thinking. The more that you are thinking and speaking on your feet, the better you get at it. You will also be preparing for your presentations. So you'll be distilling your ideas. You're going to organize your thinking. This helps you communicate clearly and deliver your message concisely so that people understand. I mean, have you ever heard somebody who spoke in loops? This is what I call it, where you ask somebody a question, they answer it, and before they've stopped talking, they're actually coming right back around the bend and they're answering the question again. I actually saw somebody do this, and they answered the question 3 times before they stopped speaking. And this was not a client of mine. This was just an observation. When this is what I do, I help people with speaking and also using their voice. I notice these things, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the last one is it builds your personal brand. Whether you are intentional about it or not, every time you get in front of people, this is how people are remembering you. So the question is, are you being strategic or accidental about your networking, about how you are getting visible, about building your personal brand? Because things are shifting. Companies are being bought. Your position is no longer guaranteed based on the number of years that you've been working at the organization. What would happen if you worked at an organization for 15, 20 years and suddenly there was a takeover? They restructured things and no longer is your job needed. What would you be able to rely on? You need your personal brand. You need people to know about you and to be talking about you when you're not in the room, so that when somebody says in an outside firm, for example, hey, we are looking for this kind of person, they need to possess X, Y, and Z qualities. You want people who know about you to say, I know exactly who would be a good fit. And the way that you stand out is because you have been standing out. Again, my company name is Speak and Stand Out. And these are all the benefits of speaking and building your personal brand. Okay, so strategic networking isn't about more meetings. It's about more meaning when you are in the room. And speaking is how you're going to do that. So you don't need to chase visibility. You can create it every single time you are in a room where people are listening to you, where you need to present your ideas, your thoughts, and get buy-in from others. You don't need to prove that you're ready. You just need to communicate like you already are. And if you're ready to become that leader that people reference when decisions are being made, I want to invite you to book a call with me. Let's build your strategic visibility plan because the next level of your career isn't about working harder. It's about being heard differently. And until next week, I want you to be in demand.